This mother who is charged with child neglect and maybe abuse and abandonment in leaving her 3-year-old and allegedly went partying. You know, we quick to blame folks, especially when they're black. And this prosecutor from Florida that is on headline news, she always, pushing the law, pushing the law. You know, Florida has a culture where if you were living in Florida, this lady, they would take her child already and maybe throw her in jail because they just like to take people's kids because there's big bucks in it. So you need to discount her opinion. She's so far out. I will hold the law and all they're studying to get that money and then put the kids on drugs so they could get more money. They need to institute the income tax in Florida. But this is a tragic situation in which it shows up some social problems here. In other countries, families live in the same community. The mother lives across the street, the children live around, and so on. But in America here, where for some reason or other, we are forgetting, or even they live in the same home. They might live with the parents, or several of them would live together, and so on. But here we have the nuclear family, whereas you had extended families overseas, and a couple might move hundreds of miles away from the relatives, go in a new community for work and for other reasons, or one party might be from that far, and so there's nobody around that they could trust. Now, if it were the extended family, you could leave the kids with the other kids and one adult or a parent or whoever, and go to work or go wherever they come from school. The elderly person's there to receive them, help them out, do this, that. But if she were to, at that point, if she had to go out on an emergency, for example, she doesn't want to disturb the child's sleep. She wants her to sleep. She can't bring somebody in the home to watch the child. They might want big bucks, one, and secondly, they might molest the child. The child could even die. People also don't want to be bothered. You're asking them to watch this child for you. They don't want to be bothered. So your child could be killed, as well as be neglected by people that you hire to look after your child. You're still going to have problems. They're going to say your judgment is poor because you had this babysitter that is on the age or is crazy or whatever. You know what I mean? They're always finding some reasons so they could take a churn, especially in Florida. And so the only thing I fault her for is that perhaps she should have conditioned the child over time to be able to be independent. You say, look, I want you to stay in here, okay? And just go outside in the yard and make sure she doesn't look out through the window or come outside. Do things, do this, do that, watch television, here's a video, here are your toys, take something to eat, go to sleep, give her a routine and so on, so that in case you have to go to an emergency, she has been conditioned and she would stay inside. Because I know the child is young, but to leave the home and see your parents and leave and go outside in the middle of the night, walking around the parking lot, I know a child doesn't have that kind of sense, but it's not a sensible thing to do. Can you say the child at 3 should have been sensible? But if you have conditioned the child and help the child start, you see, folks, what I discovered is that folks don't understand child rearing, and even the Florida state and many of these Department of Children and Families don't have a clue, because the type of children that they welcome and they think are great, these are the ones that wear the pants down, on drugs, crazy, shoot up this place and all that, and the ones that they take away probably are the ones that could have been leaders and outstanding citizens. Okay, so the Sesame Street and the various stupidness that these kids watch is funny, but as soon as a child is born, your job is to try to get this child to be independent and be able to make intelligent choices. So you don't play games with them, within their level. You're always a step ahead and trying to pull them up. Let them have enough fun in their various stages of development, but you just can't let them be stuck in infancy and they're growing up, because I find that people 35 and 40 still like they're operating like if they're kids. Don't you understand that drugs are going to hurt you? So you have to do this. So that's the only thing I'd fault her for, is that she hadn't conditioned her properly to be able to respond to emergencies. You sleep, you wake up, I'm not here. God, see, another thing, religion, if they had religion in the home, this child might be scared. Might have been even demons in the house kind of pushing her and harassing her. But if God was in that home, he will give the child some peace, security, and protection, and inspire the child as to what to do. So there we go. We moved away. We have these families that are so isolated. You can't trust people, even babysitters or neighbors, to watch your children, and there's no God in the home to protect these kids when adults are not around.